You have an order that requires an ID in order to complete delivery, but the customer tells you they moved. What do? I'm Brian with Bulldog Delivers. Let's hit it. So this past Friday, I was doing an Instacart order, one of only 2 that I've done the whole week, and that's just been the trend lately, only 1 or 2 a week for the past few months, except for days where I work certain tourist towns. But anyway, so this was a $22 and some odd change Walgreens order. It had like 8 items in it, 1.5 mile delivery. The tip alone was $15. So I was quite happy to take that. And so I accepted the order. I went and shopped it. It was a bunch of cold medicine, children's cold medicine and the like, and some other things for the adult. So all good, right? I get to the customer's house, and there's a sign on the door. Do not knock or ring the doorbell. You've seen this a few times. I've done the topics on this before. You don't knock or ring the doorbell when that happens. But there's no sign of life in the house. There was no porch light on. Okay, that's not unusual. It was beginning to rain. There was some thunder and lightning. It was some weather, bad weather was moving in. And again, it's that time of year here in Florida where these showers and thunderstorms pop up all of a sudden, and this one was coming in quite good. So I'm getting a little nervous, but at least I was covered, so I wasn't getting wet at that point. So I messaged the customer. I arrived. I'm at your door, and I need to see your ID, please. And then I got no response. So I'm standing there, and I'm just tempted. I'm tempted to push that button on the doorbell. It was a Ring doorbell, so I figured, okay, well, they're probably getting notifications that I'm standing right here. So nothing. And I need to see an ID because they had Robitussin. And, you know, Robitussin is used by meth makers, right? And, you know, 1 bottle is going to make God knows what. But anyway, so I have to see the ID and the like. Well, not getting any response. So I write a message to the customer, and I'm sorry I don't have the screenshots of the conversation. The one thing I didn't save were those screenshots. But I messaged the customer. I said, I'm really tempted to knock and ring on your doorbell because I need to see your ID. But I really don't want to because of the dog and sleeping baby. So can you please come to the door with your ID so I can complete this delivery? So I get a response finally, and she says, can you call me? And then she gives me her phone number. Well, no, I'm not going to call you directly with my phone number to your phone number. So I call through the app. It's something you should always do anyway, is if you're ever going to call the customer, always call through the app because it masks your phone number, and it helps prevent scammers from trying to take advantage of you. So I called her. She picked up the phone, and she says, I'm sorry, but we moved. And would you be able to deliver it to our new address? I'm sorry, I forgot to update it through the app. And so I said, sure, no problem. Hey, Billy. That's my tabby, Billy. Callie was helping me do a radio show the other day, actually one of my radio newscasts, and that was fun. Hey, your tail's hitting my microphone. Okay, you're going to sniff the microphone. Okay. I know. It's showtime, of course. You have to make your appearance. Yeah, I get it. Hey, you're going to get your cat hair all over my windscreen. No, don't do that. I know you're beautiful and everybody wants to see you. I get it. I've been trying to do this video I don't know how many times today, and it has been nothing but interruptions. All right, so where was I? Oh, yes, the cat. No, I mean the new address. Now, this is not the first time I've had this kind of issue. It's only happened to me like maybe 2 times before, but it is something that you need to be concerned about. Let's take a look what Officer Mike Wood has to say about something like that. One of the things that I've read also is how people can sometimes change their addresses. Oh, by the way, that's the wrong address. Deliver over to here. That could be a red flag, couldn't it?
That's a huge red flag. They did that for a reason. Again, that gut feeling, those instincts, use them.
Now, if you haven't watched that full video with my interview with Officer Mike Wood about gig worker safety, I invite you to do so. I'm going to link that down below so you can watch the whole thing, because there are things in there that you will encounter, and there are things that may help you to keep you safe and also even protect your life. And one of those things did happen to me just a few weeks after that interview. I get the new address from her, and she told me what part of town it was in, and that was important to know. It was over by the fairgrounds. Yes, this is going to be a little bit of a drive for me. The weather was picking up, so I told her, I said, well, it is raining, and, it's lightning and all that stuff. I'm about ready to stop working soon. Just, I'll raise your tip. Would you be able to do that? I said, okay, on one condition. Let me contact Instacart support. Let them know what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to give them this new address so at least they know where I am, because since they do track me, it doesn't raise too many alarm bells. And she says, fine. I said, I will get back in touch with you. If they give me the all clear, I'm willing to do it. So I did. I called Instacart, and they were fine with it. So I actually used the phone feature on Instacart. I called them and told them the situation. She says, fine, call us back when you're done, and we'll compensate you extra for whatever. Okay, good. Thank you. So then I headed to the customer's address, made the delivery, got her ID. She was very appreciative. And when I got home, she upped her tip and gave me a great review. So let's go over some things that you should know for dealing with exactly this type of situation. This is not the first time I've had this happen, and each time it does happen, I do follow through and complete the delivery at the new address. But again, I never do it without getting a hold of support first. Keeping in mind what Officer Mike Wood says, a change of address on delivery is a huge red flag. On Instacart world, maybe not. I haven't heard of too many problems with that, but definitely on the food delivery apps, that can be a major issue. Again, this is a huge judgment call for you. For me, I don't mind as long as I'm able to verify it. So let's go over a couple of things here. So when you get a new address from the customer, again, contact support on the gig app to let them know, because in most cases, they will allow you to deliver to the new address if you are willing. Now, if you're not willing to do so, contacting support gives you a lot of cover. It protects you from a non-delivery claim, and support will go ahead and pay you for trying to do the delivery to begin with. Now, check the address, the new address that the customer gives you on Google Maps, and do a street view of the location. Now, that way you can see where you're going, and while street view isn't perfect, at least you can see, is it a house? Is it a business? Is it a vacant lot? Where am I going? Is this a shady area? It's not up to date always. Some of those images are a few years old. So who knows? There could be any number of things. I did a Google Street View search one time, and it was an empty lot. Well, I knew it wasn't an empty lot. I knew there was a huge development over there because I had been in that neighborhood before. So, yeah, again, I know that some of this stuff can be old. So, again, these are just things you want to do. Now, if you decide to deliver and support gives the all clear, message the customer the address that you will be delivering to. This accomplishes two things. Number one, it gives the customer the chance to confirm that you will be delivering to the correct address. And two, if the messaging is done through an app like Uber or Instacart, they will have access to that conversation. And don't just start driving without notifying these apps first, because these apps are tracking you everywhere you go, and that can raise alarm bells on their end, and they may even call you. Yes, that has happened to me. I was delivering once to a resort in Perdido Key, Florida, and the address was near one of the gate entrances, but the gate did not have a punch pad on it. It had, the thing where you had to scan the card. Well, nobody had that. There was 3 other cars there. Nobody had the card because that's where GPS was pointing everybody to. So I had to go all the way around to the main entrance, which was about 3 or 4 miles away. So I started driving. I just started driving to that. And I got the phone call. And they said, hey, We notice you're driving away from the customer's location. Is everything okay? I said, well, this is unusual. I wasn't expecting this. She says, yeah, I just want to make sure that nothing happened to you. I said, wow. I thought about it from their end. You probably thought I was carjacked or something. Okay, this is good. This is really good. I appreciate this. And I thanked her for calling. I said, no, I have to go to the main guard shack and get in through there. And she's like, okay, that's fine. Well, we're keeping an eye on this, and we just want to make sure you're fine. So, yeah, it's going to be a few more minutes. If you want to call the customer for me, that would help me out a lot. Let them know it's going to be another 10 minutes before I get to them, but I got everything in insulated bags, so everything is good. They have nothing to worry about. And apparently they did, because when I got there, the customer was a little frustrated. Not at me, though, thankfully. Also, before you start driving, you may want to let somebody else know where you're going to. You know, a friend, loved one, your wife, your girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, whatever. And just say, hey, I thought I was going to be coming home after this delivery, but I'm actually going to be going over here because the customer has a different address. This is where I'm heading. Now, you may want to do that. You may not want to do that because that could be a breach of privacy in your contract. So you may want to be careful about that. Although Uber does allow your friends or family members to track you if you give permissions to do that. So they would see where you are. That way, in case you get in any trouble, they know where to start looking. And, of course, when you get there, take pictures, preferably with a date or timestamp on it or some other embedded geolocation info so it shows that you were where you were. House numbers, mailboxes, whole picture of the house, whatever. That way, you're just covering yourself, which you should be doing every day anyway. And then, after you complete delivery, you may want to contact support and let them know that you completed this delivery, and that is usually when you will get paid extra for it. So yes, this has happened to me before, and it has always worked out well for me because the previous time that I had to do it, very similar situation. It was a female customer. She had just moved, never updated the address on the app, and she gave me a $20 bill at the door. And this lady tipped me an extra $20 through the app. So, I'm just really happy with that. And I got this great 5-star comment. Now, if you would like me to be your shopper again, may I suggest Shipt? Because there you can have preferred shoppers so that I will see your order the next time it comes up. Because for this lady, I'd be happy to deliver to her any day. I would like to hear your comments on this. Is this something that you do, or do you just say, oh, sorry, wrong address, I'm not going any further than this, to heck with you? Or do you follow through because the customer either promised you an extra tip, and I'd like to know if you got that or not, and or how did it end up for you? These are things that I'd like to know because I've never turned down delivering to a different address before, especially when I'm contacted by the app and they'll ask me, will you be willing to deliver to this new address? At that point, I'll say yes without too many questions, but when the customer initiates that, my suspicions do go up, my alarm bells are going off, and I do remain guarded, which is why I take these steps to verify everything, because that gives me an extra comfort of feeling of safety, and also lets other people know this is where I'm going from and going to, so at least that's an area that they can begin looking for me in case I don't show up back home by whatever time it is. Or I can just contact the wife, say, yep, that's all different. Or you can just throw all caution to the wind and just do it. I hope you found that information helpful, and I do look forward to reading your comments down below. Please like this video and subscribe. I love seeing new subscribers every day. Thank you. It's growing, and that keeps me very, very happy and motivated to continue to serve you. I'm Brian with Bulldog Delivers. Until next time, go get 'em! So this is a judgment call as to, so this is a I can't get this done. I can't.